If you have a mower like this, Troy-Bilt, Craftsman, there's a couple different brands that are all very similar, and the steering starts to bind up and stick. Amazon sells a kit for it, but I'm probably going to save you some time and money and just show you why that kit didn't work for me. And a lot of the Amazon reviews say that it works for a short period of time and then does the same thing. So I looked on Amazon, and you can get the whole steering shaft and those gears for about $30. So I think what happens is there's a little bushing under that gear, and then that gets loose, so then it moves over and then strips out. So there's a little Phillips head screw underneath. Pretty tough to get to. We're going to lower the mower deck, and that'll help us a little bit. Not from that angle. So I have the upper belt zip tied over so I don't hit it with the grinder, and I made sure I have enough room with the grinder. So I guess all I have to do now is cut it. So I might be able to just pop it up or off, getting close to that point. There we go. So we got that washer to drop. So I took the steering wheel off. You pop this little cover, and then there's a bolt. Take that out. And you can't drop it down because that gear won't fit through the hex hole. You can't pull it up because that gear won't fit through here. So I think next we have to take off this bracket. I took this little part off here with a Phillips head screw, and you might need something like this because you can't reach a screwdriver in there to do it. But so now we'll take off these two bolts. The fuel tank, I'm pretty sure, is just held on by zip ties, so I might cut that out of the way. So fixing this steering shaft is harder than anything I fixed on the Dixie chopper. What a project. So we've taken the fuel tank and moved it down there, spilled a bunch of gas because we had to pull the line up through there. No big deal. So you take this bracket off. It's still connected right here to your speed lever, but you can move it over enough that you tilt it at an angle like this, and you can get the steering shaft out. There's the screw that we cut off. So that little bit of slop there is what pushes it over, and then it can't get close enough and it strips out the gears. I wanted to make sure my new hex nut fits in the hole there and that that's not loose at all. So there's no wiggle in there. That's good. Oh, what is happening here? Oh no, my shoes are melting. What's going on? The gas is leaking. I felt something slippery and I was like, what's greasy here? I knew there wasn't any grease. The gas was pouring out, which is melting the bottom of my shoes. It's like pour your own prep out here on the concrete. Wow, what a mess. My dogs do this thing every time a fire truck or an ambulance goes by. They're gonna start singing. Got it. So as I threw it on the ground, the bushing for that piece kind of like fell out. I don't know if that means that one's worn out too. But, so I put the old bushing in the new gear, and we're going to throw the bolt up through that. There we go. So now we'll drop our hex washer down there and then line it up. Put the screw in. You can put this bracket back in place and stuff. I'll have to slide this back on there. I guess I probably should have did that first. So now we're going to have to take it back out so we can get this on top of there. Blackie, what are you doing? So I put the little plastic collar back on with the screw. Now I'm tightening this bracket up here, and then we'll put the steering wheel on. See how we're getting a little bit of wiggle there? Like you can see this dirt line right where my finger is. I think that is our problem. So we're halfway there. We got the new steering shaft and stuff, but we have to take it all the way apart again and try to figure out something for that bushing. So there's that much space worn out of this bushing, so it's just not going to work out. So this is everything that comes in the Amazon kit to fix the steering on that mower. And if they would have just included one more bushing that goes in there, it would have been a perfect kit. Because you're really dealing with the slop from this bushing and this bushing. So if you only fix one of them, it doesn't really work. That's why all the Amazon reviews say, you know, it worked for 2 weeks where they mowed their lawn twice and then it chewed it up again. You can see that was happening with ours. So I'm still waiting for this little washer, and today I'm going to change the valve cover gasket because it leaks and then drips down on the exhaust. And they come in a 6-pack. Should be pretty quick and easy. Kind of a cheap thin gasket, not much cork to it. So I got the new gasket put in there, and I had some gasket seal laying around, so I threw a little bit of that on there too. Shouldn't hurt. Every time you turn this one turns, so it makes sense that they wear out at the same time. So the problem is, it's been a few days now, you know, I had to get the parts, and I kind of forgot how it went together, so I know we got to get the fuel tank out of the way. Well, I've done it again. I put it back together, and I forgot to put this plastic piece onto here. No way to get it on now because the steering shaft's up through here. I've already got it screwed onto the bottom. So good thing it's not tight because we got to take it out again. It is a little bit of detective work too. You can take the bushing and see that it sits like that. So we know that it goes like this. I think that makes sense. And that would be the big hole. Yep, that makes sense, I guess. So I had to take it apart a couple times, but I'm pretty sure I got it now and everything's all matched up correctly. This nut goes on here. Put the steering wheel on. And we should be good. The mower's sitting still, and it's going to be the toughest to turn when it's sitting still, but I need to grease the front end too.